soccer people caught on the mountain alive.
It's too bad. It's a good movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie either.
You don't own it, so you're not going to.
I know absolutely nothing from reading this movie. It's severely fucked in the head.
Plot almost reminded me of Old Boy, but not quite.
It's done by the same guy that did Versus. Have you ever seen Versus? I own Versus. Versus is pretty badass, so I don't know if I want to go into this with high expectations or not. You know?
Go into it with AVP expectations.
No. I know Japan has different standards on stuff, and like a lot of their stuff is more violent because they can get away with it. So,
But this isn't one of my favorite type of overly violent Japanese movies.
like Tokyo Gore Police,
Yeah, or Machine Girl or shit like that.
I've never seen Machine Girl.
That's fucking awesome.
So, this should be an interesting watch, to say the least.
It'll be different.
It'll be better than AVP.
Oh, probably.
Probably better than Airheads, too.
Probably.
It's alright.
Do we have to read?
I don't know.
Probably better if we do. Maybe is this old enough to have British dubbed?
Like Ricky O, the story of Ricky O.
Yeah.
When did this come? I have no idea when this came out. Too much Japanese on the back. 02 is when the DVD came out.
It wouldn't have been British then.
Yeah. This should be fucked up and enjoyable, and not a disaster like the past couple movies we've watched. That's the only reason I'm looking forward to this.
Your expectations are already too high.
We'll see you in shortly.
Less than 2 hours. I think 2 hours was the extended version.
Oh, it just gave a running time on the back. It doesn't say which one it's
Yeah,
for.
I imagine that's the longer one, but who knows?
People who made the movie know. And soon we'll find out.
I don't know. I bet you could ask them and they'd be like, I don't know.
Probably, I can't remember where I was in 2002, so. Alright, we will see you shortly.
Yup.
Well.
Judging from the box cover, you will never guess what the fuck this movie is like. When you start watching the movie, you will never guess what this movie is like. It started off like
the back of the box said it's kind of like Cube.
like Cube, and then it turns into like, I don't know, like just a story about, I don't know, the psychic girl from the 7th Friday the 13th movie. And then it turns into The Matrix, and then it ends off with like a fucking live action fight scene from Marvel vs. Capcom.
I'd say more Street Fighter 4. That guy kind of reminded me more like the.
Well, they were doing like air combos.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, like air juggles and shit.
It's just weird. I mean, I know Japanese movies are weird, but that was just
the tone just completely changes.
Yeah.
Halfway through.
The alien. I think that's where when those guys showed up and he started doing plot exposition, it's an alien virus, more or less, that's been around that they found in southern Africa desert, something, Egypt. That's where you're kind of like, what?
Well, just the whole like, okay, it's a movie about like some psychological testing going on between these two prisoners. It's like, okay, that's kind of cool. Then it's like, nope, psychics.
Yeah, that's.
just prefer them to stick with the
psychological stuff.
yes, yeah. Because I like that kind of shit.
Like Cube.
Like Cube and Old Boy and all that. I mean, Old Boy changed its pace, but yeah.
I still gotta watch that. Is that on Netflix?
Yeah.
I'll watch that tonight. But yeah, I mean, I looked up because I wasn't sure if, because this came out in 2002. The first Matrix came out in '99. I was wondering if maybe they stole.
Well, nobody used those bullet effects before the Matrix.
Well, that's what I didn't know if maybe they got it.
Oh, from there.
From there. I mean, just like the way the main guy's dressed, which I didn't even remember his name because I have this problem when I watch Japanese. I kind of lose track.
Hardly ever
refer to
anybody anyway.
Except for the main scientist chick, Asuka.
Oh yeah, but that's because her sister's
sisters.
yelling at her.
But yeah, this was just weird. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I would have rather it been a psychological, like, I mean, Cube's kind of like that. I mean, Cube's got its horror elements, but in its root, it is a psychological. Mm-hmm. Especially the third one. The second one sucks. Hypercube sucks. The third one, which is a prequel to the first one, is actually pretty good. Because it actually shows how the retarded guy ends up in there.
Yeah, that's like weird though. The first one's still the best.
I agree. But yeah, this is... Maybe I say...
Sometimes their logic is flawed because it's like the scientist chick.
Oh, that.
Yeah, she's like, okay, so the whole thing, if you haven't seen this movie, is the alien virus thing infects people and basically makes them strong, and then when it finds a better host with like stronger bloodlust, it transfers to them. So her plan was to kill the guy,
The main guy
that had the honey badger. Kill the main guy and using her bloodlust have it transfer to her, and then she was going to kill herself and rid the world of the virus. However,
which is a decent plan.
But if you take into account that the virus dies with the host, if the virus died with the host, then just killing the guy is enough.
Right, but that's not where her real flaw comes in. Her flaw comes in when he's trying to walk away from her and she keeps shooting him. She shot him like 3 or 4 times.
But she actually did hurt him.
Well,
because he wasn't prepared with super bullet shield. Like the other guys that tried to shoot him and he caught the bullets and threw them back.
Faster than they
and then used super bullet shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went from just normal to batshit crazy almost instantly.
And if I remember, the other movie that I have this guy directed is Versus, and it kind of does the same thing. If Versus is the movie I'm thinking of, is like Yakuza versus zombies, but like way back before zombies became popular, and it is just, it's fucked in the head too. But I kind of like this. I like about half of this movie, and then
I liked it. Like
the fight scene, the ending fight scene was kind of stupid.
It was goofy. Like,
the fight scene where all the guys with the guns are surrounded, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, because that's when you just went, what? That's like when it first started. Like you saw the psychic stuff with when it was in the girl earlier, and you're like, okay, but then like all of a sudden it's just like that fight scene starts, and it's just like, this isn't the movie we were just watching.
No, it wasn't. But I would say watch this. Give it a shot. It's
if you're into weird shit.
Yeah, and
this is weird shit.
If you're at least a fan of Japanese movies, and I mean, even though I am to some degree, and I know you are to some degree too, we probably should have been waiting for this twist, but still, they still take you by
the back doesn't just go, hey, woo!
No, it doesn't.
And that cover, tells you nothing.
And
It's like there's a dude in the movie.
the Japanese poster, you can see over there, all the Japanese poster is it's colored green instead of yellow. Or orange, whatever. But
Yeah. Still just the dude, half the dude's face. Yeah. Like, I was expecting, like, older, I thought this was going to be like an older, grittier movie, like, darker horror film.
Yeah.
From the cover, just basing it from the cover. Like, I've seen tons of old Japanese horror movies, and I thought it was going to be one of them, and then it's like, the effects. Even, like, until Goofy fight at the end, like, in the first huge fight scene, when he's knocking guys across the room, that actually looks good.
Yeah.
Especially for it being, you know, over a decade old now. That stuff actually looks good.
Well, I think part of it is too is because it's obviously wire work. Like when he punches a guy and he goes flying up.
Right, it's all
with
practical effects.
With
and
it being
stuff
well,
like
that makes it look better. But the fact that it was so dark in there, they could hide the
Yeah.
ropes and stuff a lot easier.
Yeah, it didn't look like Matrix stupid.
No, well, second and third Matrix too.
Agent Smith clone fight stupid.
Yeah.
And this was before the Japanese, and it's kind of growing on me, but it's still a little weird. The Japanese love CG blood now.
Yeah.
And this was obviously before
practical
that.
because somebody
you saw it on the camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody gets shot up close and it goes all over the camera.
Yeah.
Everybody uses CG blood now. It's
Well, the Japanese has this. It's a very stylized in a lot of Japanese horror movies. Like they still use in movies like Tokyo Gore Police, you'll still see Evil Dead 2 blood fountains.
Yeah.
But they use this very, and it's only in Japanese movie. It's a very stylized CG blood look for a lot of their blood.
Huh.
It's almost like cartoony.
I haven't really seen any recent Japanese movies. Most of the ones I see are older ones like this and Versus and stuff like that.
Watch Oni-chan Bara.
Oni-chan Bara.
Yeah.
Alright. But yeah, give this a shot. Next week is Nazis.
Yep.
And probably Edward Norton's best performance.
Probably Ed Furlong's best performance.
Have you ever seen Primal Fear?
No.
That's probably Edward Norton's best performance. This is probably second up there. I'll have to look and see. I don't know if he was nominated for an Academy Award for this. If he wasn't, for American History X, I know why he wasn't, but I think he should have won, depending on what was out that year, just because
Why? Why wouldn't he have been?
Because I don't think at that time the Academy was all like not into like this.
You had to go partial retard.
No, not because there was a while there where like they were. It sounds really weird to say this, where the Academy Awards were like pro-Nazi, like Schindler's List, and pro-Nazi movies like Schindler's List, to some degree Saving Private Ryan, stuff like that. This was American History X was before that, and it didn't really. I think because it didn't paint the Nazis so much for a good chunk of that movie as bad guys. I think that's why.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It does, but it doesn't.
I mean, it starts off showing that it's pretty early on. Edward Norton's character, at least, says it's bullshit from pretty early on.
Well, yeah.
We'll talk about that next week because, yeah racism.
I'll save that for next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, check this out. It's well worth the. It's only like 2 hours long.
Yeah, we watched the shorter one.
And from what I read, that it's just a couple of quick cuts that really you don't really miss anything out. Because I can't really see them, knowing how the Japanese movies are, them really explaining a whole lot, even more. But yeah, we'll see you next week with American History X.
Yeah.